podcast number 2. That's number 2. If you're interested in being on my podcast, let me know. I'm going to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Uh, I was going to do specific times, but it's very hard here because where I live in Mexico, like this morning, I didn't have internet because yesterday we had a thunderstorm. So it was my plan to do it this morning, but I couldn't. And now I have internet now, so I'm doing this now. So here we are. I've been telling my story. If you want to learn more about me, you can go back to the first one. There's not that many, and I'm going to do this about half an hour at a time. And you're invited to come on and ask questions at any time if that's what interests you. There we go. It's a little bit better sunshine. So we're having another beautiful day here in paradise. I feel very blessed to be alive, especially with all the cosmic activity that's going on. I know a lot of people are feeling very stressed right now, but I'm feeling very blessed. It's because I've done the work, and I can feel it in my bones that things are about to change very drastically for humanity in a very good way. And we're almost there. We're just at this precipice where we're just so close. We're just gonna jump into the next dimension. And I already lived there, so I'm okay with that. I'm waiting for you all. I do believe that it is time because it has to happen. Either that or we get evicted. And I don't want to get evicted. We've done it too many times, humanity. Let's get it right this time. We got it right this time. We already won this. It's already over. The fight between good and evil. Thank God. But that's because we're doing the work. So today I'm doing lots in the garden. I've planted 80 corn. I'm going to plant some asparagus this afternoon. And I'm making biochar, which is on coming up next. See, I have my sticks out here sunning, and all my TP out here sunning too, so it'll be nice and good to go. And we've got the hard part is keeping the fire pit dry because when it rains, it fills up, and it rained yesterday, so I had to bale it first. But I'll give you a little tour of the place since we're here. Why not? Hey, here we have beets and onions and carrots and radishes. This is my altar that I did for God. Super love it. This is the back of the place. That's a hole I'm digging. It was for a room for the restaurant at one point, but now we're not a restaurant anymore. We're healing nursery. Here we have lots of tomatoes, lots of different varieties. This is different lechuga, different lettuces. You can see we got lots of tomatoes happening here. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. And so that's just the front side. And then this is the back side. These are the little guys. They're coming up next. And as you can see, we have more color happening up here. We do like color. That's kind of my thing. Oh, yeah. And I forgot to show you. We got plants up on the roof there, too. Plants up on the roof here, too. Yeah, and this is the front. This is the front of Karma Healing Nursery. I'm super proud of this place. I've put a lot of work into it the last year and 10 months that we've been here. And it's all coming together magically. So much beauty. Up here is all planted with corn. Down here is all planted with corn, and we have tons of fava beans coming up. And there's corn down there. We have tons of fruit trees. There's corn right there. It got big overnight. Avocado tree, apple tree, another avocado tree, another avocado tree, apricot tree, pear tree, 2 leche trees, 2 blackberry bushes. This is a little makeshift garden that I put together. There's lots of nice little foods going on in there too. And our greenhouse again, you can see we got lots of tomatoes going on. Super exciting. And more plants coming too. So there's always more going on. And there's some of our corn that we started, and some more fava beans and lilies. And then coffee trees. We have 3 coffee trees here. More fava beans, more fava beans. Hibiscus. We have peppermint, oregano. Then we have the garden. Here we have lots of lettuce, succulents, and more tomatoes. Yeah, see them babies. There they are. There's so many in there. It's beautiful. And then the garden, everything's coming along nicely in the garden. We've planted a lot of stuff direct sown over here. And this is our biggest tomatoes actually are on this one. He's in the garden. There we go. How beautiful those are. And strawberries, and then we have radishes and onions and beets and carrots all planted up in there. A cauliflower. You can see the cauliflower in there. Then the corn and Swiss chard, and we have different kales and okra, different lettuces, different kinds of beans, peas, zucchini, Brussels sprouts, cucumber. Oh, there's so much in here. Broccoli, more cauliflower, more cabbage. Oh, cabbage. This, or there could be Brussels sprouts again. I'm not sure. More corn, more lettuce, spinach. Yeah. So as you can see, we have a lot of food in there. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome to Karma Healing Nursery. Yeah. So, stargazer lilies. This is my absolute favorite. Oh, this is aromatherapy at its finest. Thank you, thank you. There's the front of the place. There's my girl. Hi, Pumpkin. She's so beautiful. And up here we have a peach tree. And here we have a lime tree. Back behind it, there's another lime tree, an orange tree, and another lime tree. This is the other side of the garden. You want to see in here. More beauty coming. More beauty, more beauty. And then we have raspberry, mandarins, and guanabananas, and two different ciduela trees, and an apple tree, and another peach tree. So that's, yeah, this is our beautiful space that we've created. I'll give you a 360. That's the clinic over there. That's my landlord. There's downtown San Mateo, Rio Hondo. There's Kaylee. Hi, Kaylee. Good to see you. Yes, you're so sweet. She loves us. My girl. Up front, we have lots of aloe veras, lots of succulents and cactus. They're low maintenance and super pretty. I love them. Up here, we have corn planted everywhere here too, as you can see. So yeah, this is us, Karma Healing Nursery. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I'm having the time of my life. I feel super blessed every day to be here because this place is so gorgeous, and I'm every day I'm out in the garden and I'm planting. I'm planting seeds. Either I'm planting them in mines or I'm planting them in the ground, or and when they come to fruition, they'll drop down into your heart. So it's just an absolute blessing to be alive, especially at this time in human history. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of crazy things happening. And so it's a time for us to really go inside, to go deep inside and do our own work. In order to change the world, we have to change ourselves, and we have to change ourselves from the inside out. My favorite acronym is FLY, first love yourself. And that's what you have to do every day. I'm going to be 55 in January, and I get out of bed and I dance. I go to the bathroom and then I dance. There's not a lot of people out there that do that. I have so much energy. I'm barefoot about 75% of the time, obviously more in summer. But it's so good for you. I highly recommend that. Rev Turk. Woo. Muy bien, muy bien. Um, life here is very, as you can see, very tranquil. It's quiet. And for me, that's perfect because I'm a hermit and I live a really simple life. I'm a minimalist. I have very few things except for a ton of plants. I love plants because what do plants make? Food. What are food? Then you can give that away. Because I believe, I know in my heart that the next stage for humanity is gifting, back to gifting, a gifting society as opposed to a monetary society. Because it doesn't work. It hasn't worked and it's not working. We have too many problems. It's the most racist system ever invented, and it's time for it to go. But it has to implode because it's run its course. It can't continue. Thank you, God. But that was what we needed for this lesson in order to evolve as a humanity, right? People here are trying to find something to hold on to. This is what I see. I see a lot of people reaching out, trying to find something to hold on to. Well, the best thing to hold on to is you. That's you. You gotta go here. It's when you go in that you find everything that makes you feel good. Love is in your heart and it lives in your heart. So you have to bring it with you where you go. Carry it with you. People try to get things from the world. I bring things to the world. I don't think that I know that we came here to give, not to receive, and it's in giving that we receive. Because when I do stuff like this and I share with people, I feel good about it because I know that I'm helping people. Because I lived a very tumultuous life for many years. That from 16 to 36 was pretty much a blur. I was drunk all the time. I was super unhealthy, but that's how I lived my life. I didn't know any better. And you don't know what you don't know, which is one of the most interesting lessons that you'll ever learn in the human body, because you don't. You just don't know what you don't know. So you got to take time to make time for your precious self and learn these things. And once you know something, then it becomes a choice. So when you want to, when you come up to something that you don't want to do anymore, we all are just a culmination of our habits. And so if you want to change a habit, you got to upgrade it. You got to make it better. That's what I did. I went from drinking and going to the bar to running in nature. One was much better for my health. That's for darn sure. Um, and transformed my life because once you start getting healthy, you realize that it's really not that complicated. It's harder to be unhealthy than it is to be healthy. From what I've found in my life, because less is more, which is a very tough thing for people to understand and learn in human form. It's very challenging because we live in abundance and everything here is about abundance and everybody that's all they're ever talking about more, bigger, better, more, bigger, better, more, bigger, better, more. But when you have less stress. You don't have all of these problems. You don't have anybody to to show off for that. You don't have to compete with the Joneses. You just get to be yourself. And for me, that's authenticity. And when you're authentic, that's when things really, really, really change for you. Because there's nobody like you. Nobody. There's nobody like you. It's an impossibility. No one else has lived your life. No one. And you've had stress, you've had drama, you've had trauma. We all have. It's part of the human experience. It's just how you re- learn to respond to it as opposed to react to it. Because that was what I always did. As soon as I had stress, it was reaction, reaction, reaction. But now, as I've grown a little older, you take time, and when something happens that you don't feel good about, you take a deep breath, and instead of just reacting and blurting and going you go, "Nah, it's not that bad." So what I'd like from you guys, and you can drop this in the comments, is anything that you want me to discuss, or anything that you'd like to discuss with me, because I would love to have you on my podcast. That's my goal for my podcast, is to bring on as many people as I can. These by is the thing. As soon as somebody wants to join, then well, then that's going to be two. I don't know if we can do more than two, but if we can, we'll do that too. Because this is not about me. That's not what I've already gotten to a place where I feel super good about what my life is. So I want to help other people. Um, and the best way to heal is to tell your story. It really is. Because once you put it out there, you feel like, oh, God, thank God I got that off my chest. And what you can do when you tell your story is you can help other people. Especially, when you drag yourself through the mud and you come out the other side, it's pretty awesome. Because I hear a lot of people online saying, "Oh, well, I was miserable until I got rich, and now I'm absolutely so happy, and I've never been more happy." Well, if it takes money to make you happy, then you're not gonna be happy very long because cultivate. It's something that you can do for yourself, but it's a practice. You have to have good practices. My life is my laboratory, my body is my temple, love is my practice. That's my motto. And it's not easy. No, it's not easy because you got to show up every day and you got to challenge yourself and say, okay, what am I not going to do today that I did yesterday that I don't want to do anymore? So that I can be a little bit better than I was before. Because that's all it is getting a little bit better than you were but the day before. A little bit better, a little bit better. Because whatever in this universe isn't growing is dying. So growing is constantly planting seeds in the ground, planting seeds in people's minds, planting seeds in people's hearts. And that is your job. That's your job here to just bring joy, and everything else comes to you if you can cultivate that happiness inside yourself. That's what I did. I realized that happiness was my job and I couldn't get it from anything, and I was trying to my whole life, especially in my younger years. I was trying to find the girl that would make me happy, or the girl that would make me step up and be the man that I could be. And I did that for very many years. I was a sex addict until I was 40, and then I've been celibate for the last almost 15 years uh, because I I didn't know how to control it, and I was making my life other people's problems. So I decided to myself that I wouldn't date again until I had my stuff together. I'm getting closer. But I'm not in any rush either. I'm actually quite happy with my existence. I have my girl, and she's over there. Hi, Bunker. We love you. And we hike in the woods barefoot every day, and we live in paradise on top of a mountain. And we don't have a lot, but we have each other, and we have love, and we have health, and we have happiness. So, what else more can you really want in this lifetime? Your life, if you ask parents what they want for their kids, they say, I want them to be happy and healthy. Well, then how come all kids aren't happy and healthy? Well, because parents that aren't happy and healthy don't know how to give you the tools for you to be happy and healthy because they haven't found them. You can't give away what you don't own, and that includes your thoughts. So once you cultivate happiness. That's what most parents are. They're saying, "Well, I don't understand when my kid isn't happy and healthy. I gave them all of the tools." No, you didn't. Kids don't listen, but they do mimic. And so, if you tell your kid what to do, but do other things, they're not going to listen to you. But they will mimic you, and they'll do exactly what drives you crazy. This is what I realized by not having children: is that my job as a child is to be an expert at everything that drives my mom nuts. And I've accomplished that because I love her. And so she, in retrospect, her job is to be an expert at everything that drives me nuts. That's our bond. That's our and we have that. We're both very good at it, and it's taken a long time to cultivate. But now We've gotten past the part where it just irritates us and we can actually talk about it, because that's what everything in your life comes down to communication. When you get to that level where you can communicate with your environment, because you're communicating from your heart, you're not communicating from your mind. You've slipped down into here and you put loving vibrations out into the atmosphere. And what comes back? Health, happiness, and harmony. I don't know a lot of very harmonious people out there. And we live in a universe, salud, I have you, that is all about the music, universe, one song. It's all about being in harmony, about being in the flow. We are a giant orchestra, all of humanity, and every single one of us has our own song. We're all a piece of this giant, beautiful harmonic resonance. Every single one of us. And without us, it's not complete. We need every single one of us. That's the whole idea about being light workers, is to get together and to do the work, and to share your heart, to share your truth. When I was doing cocaine for 5 years after my divorce and my bankruptcy, at 28, I bought my first house because I'd saved up my RSPs. And at 32, I was divorced and bankrupt. So I went through some tumultuous times, and that made me, but it was because I wasn't making good choices. I was not living my life. At that point, I was not aware that I was living my parents' life. My ex-wife had all of the qualities that drove me crazy in my mom. But that's what I married. I married my mom. And she was a different lady, obviously, but she had the same qualities. And I didn't recognize that, not at the time. I did after the fact when I took a really good course called Landmark Education that opened my eyes. Uh, it helped me see that I had self sabotaged my marriage, and I didn't recognize that. But I was living my parents' marriage. I was just reliving it because I hadn't become aware of anything yet. I was just, life is cyclical, and you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over until you become aware of it. And once you become aware of it, it becomes a choice again. And choice is a gift and a curse. Because once you know, then you have to follow. Well, then it's your choice to follow the rules, because the rules here are man-made. They're bullshit. Don't follow those. The law is universal, and it's intrinsic. We all know the laws. We know, the difference between right and wrong. Doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. That's what consciousness is it's that, uh, the knowing of goodness, of love, of projecting goodness into the world, because you are a magical, beautiful, spiritual being having a human experience. Your body is temporary. Your spirit is forever, forever and ever and ever. Amen. No, hallelujah. Um, And I wanted to correct some things from my first show too. I never go back and watch my shows, so this is encouraging for me. That means that I want to improve. I use the word understand a few times, which is an incorrect word. You use the word understand. Yeah, all of life is about changing your vocabulary, because you're always in communication with something. And if you're not in communication with people, you're in communication with source. And source is never turns off, never takes time out, never nothing. Source is always there and always ready to serve. But we have to be there and be available, and be at the right frequency, because you gotta do the work on yourself in order to get the frequency to tap in to listen to God, because God wants to talk to you 100% all the time. And if you tune in to God frequency, then you can tune out of your frequency, And then you kind of go on to like autopilot and just good things happen. And you just flow with the universe and you listen to your instincts and your intuition and you just you're just a joy to be around, a joy to be with, and just a joy for the world. And once you're joyous, I think at that point you've accomplished what we're here to do. Because if you can't be joyful, what's the point? I love joy. Like every day I get up and I think of all of the things that make me happy. And all I have to do is come out here and look around at all of these amazing, beautiful plants, at my girl, at this altar, all of these things that I've created because I did the work. I continue to do the work. I love the work. I love planting seeds. That's the best thing that I've ever done. I love yoga. I love meditation. I love so many things. I love planting. I love gardening more than anything. Gardening is my favorite. Um, if you have any questions about gardening, please feel free to put them out there. I would love to share. Every day I'm gardening. I wish I had just a camera that could follow me so that I didn't have to hold it all the time. It would make things a lot easier and I could get a lot more accomplished. But that is what it is. And you can only use the resources that you have available at the time that you have them. There's no other way. That's the life. And so, and I don't get stressed out about not having things. I just am grateful for the things that I do have. Because I don't have a lot. No, but I have love. There's my girl. I have all these beautiful plants. I have a beautiful community here in San Mateo, Rio Hondo. I love the people. They're so fantastic and magical. And it's an amazing world. And I'm doing my best to shine some light, to put some more love out into the bubble. Living on vibrational energy, love, living on vibrational energy. That's the vibe. Once you do that, you just live in love, everything else takes care of itself. Love is your natural state. It's your 100% organic way of being. We came here to learn to love ourselves. First, love yourself. Fly. First, love yourself. And once you get that, you start growing your wings. Your wings are already in there. They're in there. They're in there. You got your wings in there. They're just waiting to come out. They want to come play. You just put them away while you came down here, but they're still there. You just have to tap into to your divine self, to your winged self, yeah, to your angelic self. Because when you're angelic, you attract magic everywhere. It's just it's phenomenal. It's so beautiful to see how the universe responds so quickly to our wishes because uh, I don't wish. I know. I pray. I pray. And once you pray, changes everything. Lao Tzu said, infinite patience creates immediate results, produces immediate results. Infinite patience. And you're an infinite being. So be patient with yourself. That's how the results happen, like that, like that, like that. I came here to help humanity get past this time. I I'm loving my incarnation. I'm very grateful for it. I'm very grateful to have all of these people subscribe to my channel and listen to my message. And again, if you need anything that I can help with, please feel free to contact me. Or if you want me to talk about something, or if you'd like to be on the show, Plant Based Brent podcast. Yeah, baby. We'll talk about whatever you like to talk about. It would be my honor, joy, and privilege to host you. So I'm getting on the biochar now. Now that the sun's gotten out, we've got our sticks ready. We've got everything ready. Now it's just time to do it. And since we're at our half an hour, which is what I promised myself I'm going to do, we will see you Friday. I'm going to try and at my best to make this at a regular time, but I'm just going to do them live when I can. If I can do them early, that's better. But if not, then I'll do them when I can. So thank you once again for tuning in to Plant Based Brent Podcast number 2. We love you. We love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will see you Friday. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to put them down. I'm so grateful that you've tuned in, and I hope you have an amazing day. We love you. Woo!